Oh my God. Oh, we're nice. Sorry. Hello and welcome back to the Finish Line, proudly sponsored by Hollywood Bets, the home of the Punters Challenge, where I put up probably the worst title defence since Liverpool on Friday. How are we, lads? Anyway,
Putty nearly won it.
Putty did. He was up there till the end. Last race.
He's first and then came seventh.
I think I was 180 something in one stage. It's fucking awful.
You're after being second and first, so your record is pretty good.
I just looked at the comments there. The first two that caught my eye both say "Gosh scam."
Oh, we get on to Goshen, don't worry.
This is going to be a hell of a show, lads.
Gee, there's loads of comments already.
Famous now. We're just talking about Punter Challenge. The next one is on the 26th of February. And there's been a few people having problems with trying to get registered for the Punters Challenge. So you register actually on Hollywood Bets first, get an activated account if you want to win to share the prize money. Then there's a separate kind of sister site, which is punters.hollywoodbets.com. All you do is put in email, password, you're in. Simple as that. Click terms and conditions, and you're in. And then straightforward after that. As I said, Friday, 26th. Is the next one at Dundon. What are you laughing at now?
Andre,
I'm trying to be professional here and you're laughing.
Dave is eating again. Shock.
Yeah, you want to calm down now? I'm putting on a bit of weight there now.
I haven't.
I know. I've taken the piss. You were sitting next to me yesterday and it's like having Skeletor sitting next to me.
Andrew's mother seeing me. She said my legs are skinnier than hers. It's genuinely true as well.
Like twigs. Just before we get on to everything, the Cheltenham Festival Preview is next Friday. And if people didn't notice on Twitter, which I put up, the man, the myth, the legend that is Gavin Lynch of Up in the Ante will be joining us for the whole preview. Don't ask me how it happened. It's the weirdest week of my life. So enjoy it, because we're going to enjoy it. Again, it's next Friday, 7:30 live on YouTube and Facebook. We have prizes, we have giveaways. I'm after getting Pepper's Indian restaurant in Waterford, which is, I'm not just saying this because they gave it us, is by far the best Indian restaurant I know of. A meal for four. Tom, you haven't been there, have you?
I have. There's one up the road that's very good as well, but we'll go with Pepper's as being extremely high quality.
It's better than the one up the road. So they're after giving us a meal for four with a bottle of red and white house wine on the house, as it says house wine. So that's one of the prizes. And our sister restaurant up in Clonmel, Planet Spice, are after doing the same. Meal for four, sit down with a bottle of red house wine and a bottle of white house wine. So
what's the prize then? Who, like, the prize is for one, is it? Who gets to come with me, you, and Dave?
I don't think anyone will want that. That could end up with someone getting RKO'd through a table.
It wouldn't. Just don't bring up the coronavirus, Goshen or Champ, and you're fine.
I swear to God, before we got, there was two of these again with coronavirus politics in the chat today. This is my phone. I just went, no, not dealing with that.
Come here, I want to ask you something. What's the deal with the shirt? It's awful.
Yeah. I didn't want to say it. But...
Just because you couldn't pull it off.
Nobody could pull that off. It's awful.
I just pulled it off.
It's like he got dressed up for the big night or something. He knew this was going to be good and he said, right.
Says the fella that walks around in pastel pink tops and stuff that you wouldn't put on a dog.
It looks like...
And bloody Mr. Navy down there.
It looks like something that, like, from that show, like, that 70s show. Remember that show? They used to wear on that 70s show. That's what you're wearing right now.
Says the man sitting in the 70s bedroom.
Yeah, I mean, Annie used to live here, like.
Sort it out then. And there's the first insults of the night out of the way.
Yeah, the comments are saying the shirt looks good, but I think they're just lying to you, to be honest.
You don't like that, I wear.
The time you went to the races with that tweed jacket.
I am wearing
Oh
that
my
every
God.
time we go to the race now. I am wearing that just to annoy you.
I said, stand away from me when you're close
And
to
what
me.
did I do?
When we're
Stood
talking to
close to
someone, stand away from me.
Brilliant. I can't wait to get to the races next year, lads. It's going to be great.
It's go. Oh, and as well, Cheltenham Tees on Instagram have also put up 2 T-shirts of your choice with your silks on it. So there's another 2 price, and there's more on the way. You have to find out with Hollywood Bets what is they're putting up. So look, there's going to be a good crack. There's hopefully there is going to be enhanced prices of horses. So get the accounts ready because they're only going to be live as we're talking for about 20 to 30 minutes as we're talking about it. But I'm trying to negotiate to get to hold it for 24 hours.
That'd be handy.
So I can get on it as well. What horses do you want enhanced, Andrew? Honeysuckle. Who else do I want to back? Album Photo.
Bob Ollinger.
Bob Ollinger. Not presenting Percy.
Just tell him to enhance all the Henry the Bromhead horses.
Yeah, I could do that as well.
Yeah.
You'd
be backing a lot of them. So
I'd be a broke man then. And else before we get on to the racing. Just looking at my notes. No, that's it. So again, next Friday, 7:30. Myself, Dave, Tom, Andrew Blair White, or as Dave likes to call him, Andrew Blair Witch. He's at their christening him. Sam and Jack from Next Gen Racing, and the man, the myth, the legend that is, I'm going to call him that now, Gavin Lynch, when he comes on. I had a good phone call. Do you know I was talking to him on the phone? Do you ever get this moment where you're talking shite, but you can't stop yourself talking because you're just like, I can't believe I'm actually talking to them?
Yeah, a little bit of a fanboy moment, did you?
Oh, I was like, I knew what was coming out of my mouth was absolute shite. And I was like, he's so not going to come on now.
Apparently he's watched the show, so he's used to that anyway.
Wait till you get onto you. You're not going to have an easy night, boy.
I cannot wait for tonight. I've been dying for this since that horse won yesterday at Wincanton.
He's been getting brave on Twitter all day with little comments. I'm just holding back and waiting so everyone can have a witness to it today.
Wait to see Gavin when he has his pad of notes and times and everything, and Tom says
Tom be sitting down there like this. Sorry, lads, I have to go for a minute. Oh, times, fractions. Oh, Jesus. Accountant stream.
It is really. Right, lads, let's crack into this. Who are we starting with?
We start nice and easy. We start off nice. We be nice to each other. Okay. We'll start with the Betfair Chase, which the good old Dashel Drasher done the business. Dave put him up, and I jumped on second. St. Cavalius was out of the way, so I'm not taking place for, but I did back him. Master Tommy Tucker was second. Benny's King was third. Surname, what do we make of it? Pulled up again. And Riders on the Storm also pulled up. Great performance by Dashel. Jumped him stupid, as we thought he would, around Ascot. What do we think he will go to at Cheltenham? I was looking through the betting. I was looking at Ozchecker, and I couldn't see him enter the Inter Ryanair, which I thought would have, or the Marsh, which I thought would have been a race for him.
They didn't officially say that he's not going for the Ryanair, but the interview afterwards, he was saying about not over racing him, and he's had such a couple of hard races in a row, and then he said that Ascot seems to be his track, even though he jumps out to the left a little bit. But he's 3 from 3 at Ascot now, so I'd be surprised if they run him at Cheltenham. They might put him away now and come back next season, maybe.
What do you think, Tom? Press play?
Yeah, if he was mine, I'd probably skip Cheltenham with him, to be honest. Look, we really like the horse, and I think Dave was saying it like a long way out as well, that he's very much at his best when he's ridden prominently. He was able to take a lead the other day, but as soon as Surname fell away, he was happy to take it up. Substandard grade 1, though, to be fair. Surname bombed out. I'm just reading that the jockey said he stopped quickly, and the trainer's rep said he had a respiratory issue. He stopped like there was something wrong with him, to be honest. He did that the last day as well, and yeah, he either bleeds or he's got a win problem. Couldn't touch him with a barge pole now going forward, betting wise. But no, Drasher was good. I think there's plenty of fun to be had with him. Fair play for winning a Grade 1. Master Tommy Tucker is like, he's a solid Grade 2 horse in my book, I think. But I think any of those, you'd put them into a Grade 1 and they'd struggle. But a nice performance all the same.
Do we go back to Ascot last year where Surname went against Altior and that was the start of the downfall? I know it's hard to say that he hasn't been the same since, but he hasn't really. He was
good at Weatherby, but since then the wheels have just come off the last twice completely. Yeah, I thought they'd got him back after that Altior clash. He had 2 bad runs then, and then he was good at Weatherby. But yeah, no, he's the wheels have just come off for me. You just couldn't touch him betting wise at all.
Yeah, I couldn't either now. So,
do you know what I'd actually do with him next time? Is I would stick him back over hurdles. He's got a mark of 133 over hurdles, and I'd find a nice 0 to, I'm not too sure on the grades in England, but 135, 0 to 135, 0 to 140, and I would try and stick him in that. I'd say
that's not a bad shout. What was he like? I can't remember. What was he like over hurdles? Was he all right? Or was he? Bleh?
I didn't even remember over hurdles.
Yeah, no, I don't think it came together for Surname until they were able to train him properly and he settled at home. So
yeah, the first time he came about was handicap at Ascot. He blitzed it by about 20 something lengths.
Look, even if he got beat, say, over hurdles, he wouldn't have as hard of a race as he would in a Grade 1 compared to a 0 to 135 over hurdles, you know. So
they need to change something with him now because he seems gone at the game altogether. He's not the only one that looked on at the game on Saturday.
No.
Let's get on to it. Kingwell Hurl. At once he was lost, but now he's found, battering people around Wincanton. Goshen is back. Goshen beats Song for Someone by 22 lengths, who beat Silver Streak in the international hurdle at Cheltenham, and then, if I'm not mistaken, he won the Christmas hurdle being Epatont. But wait, the funny thing is, people are still crabbing the form. Somebody explain it to me. That was Goshen back to his best by no stretch of the imagination. The form of his Triumph hurdle, which he was going to bolt up in, there's no question about it, is working out well. You can negate, as we said, myself and Dave all summer, you can negate flat runs whatsoever. Just imagine a sprinter and then he trying to run in a 100-meter hurdle race. There's a whole different ball game altogether. That's the same thing that happened with Goshen. I just can't fathom why people are saying this wasn't a good performance. Tom, you're one of these who are crabbing it and saying he's a hanging fucking yak and he's... Please explain to me.
Okay, first off, it was a good performance by Goshen. It was an awful lot better than Cheltenham. He absolutely bombed out at Cheltenham and I was worried for him, and fair play to the Moors for getting him back to this kind of level in a relatively short space of time. Not an easy thing to do when you've had a horse bomb out like that. To get them back to this level, it is pretty difficult in the same season. I thought it was a good performance. He clearly galloped them into the ground, and he showed what he had shown last year as a juvenile. My only things about it is I'd be 99% certain Song for Someone did not run to his form. He was off the bridle a long, long way out, and never really got into the race. And that's not really him. You can look at the form that way. Like if you literally want to sit down and look at the form that way, you can. I would put it this way to you though. That's like me beating you in a workout one day when you don't perform at your best, And I'm sure at some stage you've beaten Dave in a workout one day when he wasn't at his best. And
I beat him when he was at his best.
And then like me turning around and everyone turning around and say, "Oh well, Tom's better at workouts than Dave." If you want to take a straight line of form like that, I wouldn't look at it like that.
Right, the way I look at it as well is go back to the try and furlong. Go back to 3/4, say a halfway. How many horses had he off the bridle? It's the same thing that happened on Saturday. He gets horses out of their comfort zone so quickly. If Song for Someone wanted to go quicker, he couldn't keep up with him. That's why he was off the bridle. Look at Navajo Pass. Look how far he was beaten when trying to go with Goshen. He breaks horses. That's my whole thing. I don't. Yes, he probably didn't run up to his proper mark, but he didn't run far behind it. I think Goshen is just a lot better than him.
I wouldn't say that just because Friend or Foe and Navajo Pass were both ahead of Song for Someone when he was off the bridle. So I think it was a good performance by Goshen. I've not taken that away at all. I couldn't be looking at it as a straight line that Goshen beat Song for Someone by 22 lengths. Song for Someone beat Epitome by 8 lengths was it or something? Or Silver Streak, sorry. He beat Silver Streak by a nose. Silver Streak beat Epitome by however many lengths. So Goshen's 30 lengths better than Epitome. Like
I'm not saying Goshen's 30 lengths but better than Epitome. I just say like he done in 22 lengths eased down. He was eased down from after the last. That's a good near a furlong out. He was eased down and he couldn't pull him up.
Yeah, you got to. I would not take the form. I wouldn't take the form literally. It's a bit like Kilcrut, and even Patrick said it himself. It's one of those, if you take that form literally, Kilcrut is the best horse we've probably ever seen. So you'd want to see him go and do it again. I would now want to see Goshen go and do it again.
But he's done it already.
He's done it against juveniles, though. He hasn't done it in open championship races.
But he's done it in that style.
We all know it's a very, very hard thing to do for these juveniles to go and step up into open graded company. And that was a grade 2, so fantastic. He's gone and won a grade 2. There is a different level then to go and win in the champion hurdle.
Can I put a question to you like this then? If that horse was over in Ireland, trained by Willie Mullins, and he'd done that, would we be having this conversation?
Yes, because he's bombed out. This is my other problem. My other problems with Goshen, and not against company like that, and not against juvenile company, but going into a championship race, he does hang right. There's no. I said to you, like, I don't think there's any debate about this. Jamie Moore does not normally ride with his left hand up in the rein, up in the air, pulling the rein. Goshen does definitely lean right. As he comes into the latter stages of the race, as he comes under a bit of pressure, which, even though he won on a bridle, he is coming under a little bit of pressure as he's asked to quicken. He runs down his hurdle and jumps out to the right, like he does. That's pure as day to see. Is he going to be able to do that and win a champion hurdle? We were crabbing Honeysuckle's jumping and saying that she doesn't jump well enough to win a champion hurdle. And to be honest, before she won at Leopardstown, I was a strong believer of that. I didn't think she jumped well enough to win a champion hurdle. So we're saying that her ability to win a champion hurdle is hampered by those small jumping errors. And then we've got Goshen, who can make a mistake and hangs out to his right and jumps out to his right and is keen. That, for me, I thought it was a very good performance, but going into a championship race like a champion hurdle, there's definitely enough reasons there for me not to be backing him at 4-1 I'd say.
Yeah, this is not about be backing a 4-1. It's literally the performance he's putting in. I don't know whether I'm pig-headed or I just can't get my head around how he didn't jump out to his right at all on Saturday. He was straight as I've ever seen him jump before in my life.
We did it the last two. Because he was in at the rail and then he jumps the third flight of hurdles. So he jumps the third section. So he does run out to his right as he comes in.
I think he just left to his own business because Jamie knows now what happened. He learned from Cheltenham. He's so far clear. he looked under his arm to see how far clear he was, and he let him do his own thing, get from A to B. Because imagine if he went and looked for a stride and the same thing happened again.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to have the luxury to be able to be 10 lengths clear in a champion hurdle.
We're not talking about champion. We're not talking about champion hurdle. We're talking about what happens Saturday. Champion hurdle, totally different ball game.
And that's what I said. It was a very good performance. I was impressed with him on Saturday.
I kind of left both the talk there.
Really? You're very quiet there.
And it's just I was leaving you give your opinions and all that, right? At the end of the day, it's the same as any horse you fancy. Like, I liken it to, like, I prefer Gaillard de Menil, and Andrew, you prefer Bobo, right? Bobo. You're always going to be trying to take on horses that you crab their performances and stuff. For some reason, this horse is just never going to get the credit he deserves, right? I don't know what it is, because he was slated for his jumping and stuff going to the Triumph last year. Made no difference. He would have won a Triumph by about 25 lengths, right? He unseated such as life. It was bad, and so on and so forth. The drama around that then added to what went on in the summer, and the fact that his flat runs were so poor. But he wasn't a good flat horse, so such as life. Me and you, Andrew, both said leave it behind and on you go. What happened to Cheltenham was clearly a blip in the international hurdle, but you know, what happened to Cheltenham was Goshen's useless. He's gone. He got beat for Song for Someone. And Song for Someone, of course, ran and he's great, and then he's getting all the plaudits. But he was gone. Goshen was gone, and that was the end of it, right? But now he beat Song for Someone 22 lengths on Saturday. And it's magically that Song for Someone didn't run up to his standard, didn't run his race. Song for Someone also bet Navajo passed by another 17 lengths. So I don't think you can say that Song for Someone didn't run to his level or his race. He was outpaced because they were going so fast. It killed off Navajo Pass. He just couldn't go to it was like watching Goshen and All Mankind in the Triumph last year. All Mankind just wilted. And then Song for Someone stayed on. I don't think Song for Someone's a grade 1 level 2 miler, and he wouldn't win the champion hurdle. But he is a good horse, and he's a grade 2 horse for sure. I don't think you can say he didn't run his race, because he battered the thing in third, right? Also, so many people really fancy Aspire Tower for the champion hurdle, and each way bet to nothing. Goshen was going to batter that horse by about 45 lengths in the Triumph hurdle, right? He's run one bad race over hurdles. One. Every other race he's won by more than 20 lengths. You don't know how good a horse he is, right? It's clearly he's had a bad season. Only the trainer and the stable staff know what went on. But that was what we saw last year on Saturday. It was also a grade 2 open class field. No matter what you say, he's beaten horses that have form tied into champion hurdles. Now, the champion hurdle is a whole other ball game against the two mares, giving him £7. But
the one mare.
The two mares. He's going against a champion hurdler and an Irish champion hurdler. A whole other ball game. But if he's back to what he done in the Triumph, he has a chance. And if you don't think he's a chance, it's like what I said about Champ. If you don't think he's talented, you're not watching the races properly. And his price can be, you can say his price is too short, 5-1, whatever. That's fair. But you could say that about a lot of horses. He's just going to be picked at all the time. I think maybe it's because of the trainer and the jockey. They're not, like, if he was trained by Willie Mullins, it'd be different, something along those lines. Like, Gary Moore hasn't had the most Cheltenham winners and so on and so forth. And obviously there's a bit of drama around the horse and what happened during the summer on the flat run. But that performance on Saturday was exceptional. And if you don't think that was exceptional, you didn't watch it properly.
I don't think you watched it properly. I don't think it was exceptional. I think it was good.
How?
Well, he was too keen. He was very keen. He hangs right, which I've just read the comments from Cheltenham when he pulled up, and Jamie Moore said he hung badly to his right. Jockey said Gelding hung badly to his right hand, right throughout, and to me he did that again the other day. Jamie had his left hand up in the air, and the trainer said he ran too freely in the early stages. They also came out, and this is coming from the trainer, they came out and said he's claustrophobic. He doesn't like other horses around him. So he's claustrophobic. He races keenly. He hangs to the right. He jumps to the right. And apparently he had a part problem after Cheltenham as well. How many reasons do you want to take him on at 4-1 in the Champion Hurdle?
And you know what? All those problems. And he still bet a horse that won the International Hurdle before Christmas by 22 lengths on the bridle, on the snaff, and he couldn't be pulled up after the race. So you're telling me he's loads of problems. And I didn't say he didn't have loads of problems. I didn't say he doesn't hang right. I didn't say he's not too keen. And he still won by 22 lengths. And he was still going to win a Triumph Hurdle last year by about 22 or 25 lengths as well.
We could go through many top class horses who have problems. You go back to Quarter Star, who has jumping problems. He's liable to plough through a fence. You have Big Bucks, who's liable to bloody get out pace many a times. But that was just ended up being his thing. There's many a horse at the top class level that have their quirks. That's what makes him special.
Yeah, I don't agree to that level, and not with those two examples. And you look at what Goshen has beaten over hurdles as well. Like you'd have to question the.
How can you question Song for someone who's beat Silver Streak, who's beat Epatante? How can you question that form?
Well, I just don't.
Epatante is champion hurdle winner.
Yeah, I don't think Song for someone ran to his level. I don't think many people do, to be honest. And if you actually, Dave, you were on about times recently. If you look at the times, that race is 4 seconds faster than the novice hurdle, the first division of the novice hurdle. So what you're basically saying is Song for Someone wouldn't have even won the novice hurdle, the first division of the novice hurdle.
No, so the thing I say with that times is the thing why he slowed down so much. He was trying to keep up. He blew his gasket early because he was trying to keep up with the two in front. And then if you take it, Navajo Pass, who went with Goshen, was the horse that ended up going with him. And what did Song for Someone beaten by? 17 lengths. That's what happens. Ruby Walsh himself said it. You can't make a horse go faster than he can go. If you go after a horse too early, you're going to end up getting battered. You're going to end up out the back without a chance in the world. That's what happened to Navajo Pass. And Aidan Coleman done the right thing. He probably went a bit faster than he wanted to go to try keep tabs on the two in front, because he knew if Goshen was back to his best, he's going to have to pull out something special.
And I just say people are saying I hate Goshen. I don't hate Goshen at all. I actually backed him for the Triumph last year in the end, and he was going to absolutely bolt up. He's a very, very good horse on this day. I just think, like, if we're critiquing horses to the minute level, it's like Delta Work. Delta Work is a fantastic horse, multiple Grade 1 winner, doesn't jump well enough to win a Gold Cup. And if that's what we're critiquing Delta Work on, surely we have enough reasons to take Goshen on at 4-1 in the Champion Hurdle.
And the English handicapper thinks Easyland is better than Delta Work on reins.
How do we think that the Champion Hurdle is going to shape up then? Like, you've got the likes of Not So Sleepy in there. Silver Streak is going to be ridden prominently, you'd imagine, as well. Where does Goshen fit in around there?
Well, he's obviously going to be up with the pace. He's going to be up with the pace. And it's been proven that if he goes with the pace, it's not him that he has to keep up. It's the horses around him that has to keep up with him.
Well, if you think he can do that in the Champion Hurdle, you must think he's like the best horse we've seen in the last 30 years since Isterbrak.
No. I just think he can go at that pace. I don't think he'll win the Champion Hurdle. I think Honeysuckle is going to win the Champion Hurdle.
I think he'll be set up perfectly for Honeysuckle.
I think he'll be second. But if he improves again, look, I'm not ashamed. I backed him before the race on Saturday at 16s, and I've Honeysuckle at 11, so I'm sitting pretty either way, unless Epatante decides to be a bitch and beat the both of them. But the way I look at it, betting aside, I think Goshen will be up with the pace with Not So Sleepy and probably Silver Streak. Honeysuckle will be in behind, probably with Epatante, tracking him down the hill. She take it up, coming to the last jump, and off she goes. I know it sounds simple, but it's not that simple.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'd be pretty similar. I think that's how the race would be run pretty similar to that. I think the Epatante has a really good turn of foot, and I think they'd run that out of her. Honeysuckle, we know, stays very well. She doesn't have to lead. I think she'll sit in. I think if I was Rachel Blackmore now, I'd be very happy with how I think the race is going to shape up in my head.
It's going to be one of the fastest run champion hurdles in a long time, I'd say.
Yeah. And I know I've seen a lot of the lads throwing in slips of 22-1 about Goshen and stuff. And fair play. If someone offered me 20-1 about Goshen right now, I'd back it because I have him about an 8 or 9-1 shot. But I think at 4-1, when we can get 11-4 kind of job about Honeysuckle, who has a lot less questions to answer than Goshen, I'd be happy to take £7 and take the 11-4 on Honeysuckle.
But can we all agree now?
I honestly don't hate Goshen. Goshen's got loads of ability. Just looking forward to a championship race, there's so many angles to take him on because he does do a lot of things badly. He must have some engine to do what he does. He's a bit like Champ, as you said, Dave. Like Champ's riddled. We'll get on to him, but he's riddled with ability. So is Goshen. It would be frightening to see what he did if he dropped the bridle, didn't hang, and jumped straight. It would be frightening to see what he did.
But can we all agree that this champion hurdle is shaping up to be one of the best in years after that?
It's exciting. I wouldn't say it's the best in terms of quality, but it's exciting.
It's the best in terms of talking points. As there's so many angles to win at.
It's exciting for sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's become a very exciting race. I'd agree with Dave that. I don't know if it's the best.
Yeah, that was the wrong words to say.
I'm confident Goshen will win, because I just think it's fairly substandard, to be honest. Do I think Goshen would have won against the likes of Hurricane Fly? No, I do not. But I think he can win this one.
He's had to put in a hell of a performance to give Honeysuckle £7.
Well, we shall see.
Oh, look, I can't wait. Right. What was that? Good 25 minutes on one race. Good Lord. Fun, though. Where do we start next? Not much else. The Rendlesham Hurdle. Liz Nagar Oscar put in a good performance in second, where third wind, a lot of money from we went off 9-2, and on the blind side, who cost me an accumulator, that little shit, was third. This doesn't have much bearings on the stairs. Liz Nagar Oscar has gone out to 25s. Not a hope in hell, in my opinion.
No. I'd be surprised if any of them in that race are in the top 4 in the stairs hurdle.
Well, that was quick.
I wonder what they do with on the blind side. It'd probably go back to a handicap, I imagine.
Hope to God they do.
Yeah, he's run well at Cheltenham, and he's such a game consistent horse. Doesn't win all the time, but he normally runs his race. And yeah, he'd be interesting off a big weight and a handicap at Cheltenham, and you'd fancy him to be in the places at least. Especially
when the handicaps at Cheltenham are so compressed these days.
I'd
100% back him in that. Right, enough of that. That was a shit race. Move on to today, or am I missing that before I go on? So much wrote down.
I just had Goshen written down, to be honest, and that was
Regal Encore breaking my heart.
Oh yeah. And
oh my God!
You know what made it worse? That I was looking at the race, I had no real strong opinion on it. My little fella was running in and out, and I said, "Robin, come here, pick a horse on the telly." And who does he pick?
The winner.
And I backed it, and he won. Beat Dave.
Sure, that's life.
Jesus.
Good lad, Robin. He'll be kept for a while. He actually done it twice. He picked Goshen as well.
He did.
It runs in the blood, lads. Right, we'll touch into them and Chase next. Secret Investor pulled off a kind of shock at 14s, beating Clan de Zobo 6-5 and Kalashnikov back third at 10-3. It's a strange, stupid race, wasn't it?
Yeah, to be honest, it was. And you know what? I said it on Wednesday. I just didn't think Clan de Zobo would win. He just doesn't win enough. Like, Kempton really suits him. I know he won at Newbury, but like, he just doesn't. He doesn't like winning. He doesn't like battling. He likes winning on the bridle, like he has at Kempton.
You know what bothered me more than look, Secret Investor, legend of a horse, deserved his big win. What bothered me, the whole Bryony bandwagon was all over Twitter. Oh, she's the best jockey in the world. Will you stop, lass? She got an easy lead. She got beaten 2 odds on favourites yesterday. Will you stop?
Look, you know what it is? People know I'd be giving out about her on this. And whatever you say, she's a point and shoot merchant. And she can win on front runners.
She's a passenger. That's
the jump at the last nearly cost them the race. And that was all Bryony's fault. And if you go back to yesterday, I watched some of the races. I think she was at Wincanton. She cannot judge jumps. The only horse that does it for her is Frodon. Frodon is still powerful. He jumps out of her hands all the time. Right? It's the bandwagon thing that you're on about, Andrew, right? Because she gets so much plaudits then. There's so many other jockeys that don't get plaudits. Hugh Morgan today.
You ruined. I was going to say it.
Won a race on a horse that he had no business winning on because he lost his irons up the neck of the horse for 3 miles. Right? That should have been the story today. Not Bryony winning on Secret Investor. And that's what bothers me. That young chap is trying to make it in the game, and he deserves his plaudits for today, and it'll be forgotten about because Bryony winning a grade 2, and that's what bothers me.
To be fair, he is headlines on the Racing Post. He gave just a touch on that. I watched it. And I was watching it down the back, and I was like, "Why is he continuing? Like this is bonkers." It was insane, wasn't it?
Yeah,
as you said, like. I was watching it as well. The first thought in my head was, why is he not pulling them up yet?
Yeah.
How many jockeys would pull them up straight away? Like,
yeah. Nearly all of them. They asked Ruby, like, who would keep going? And he was like, no one. But, I don't think the credit then to get thrown in as well is like that young Dev is not an easy ride. Little bit of a monkey.
He's only ever won at Limerick bar today.
Yeah.
He's never won at any other track. Like
he was coming down to the last as well, and like he was getting a rhythm and he was getting a good run out of him. And he had the coolness and the calmness to sit there and say, right, take a pull now. I don't want to hit the front too soon. He came into the second last taking a pull. Just an accept. I mean, those things you just kind of find yourself in those situations. But it was an incredible ride in fairness to him.
Like people who never rode horses before or never sat on it, the strength he has to keep himself upright the whole time and the strength in his legs to squeeze and stay in partnership over jumps is ridiculous. He had every right to fall off that horse. But the thing was, I went back and watched it and Ruby was saying, watch his jumping. He got more confident as he was sitting on the horse and then he started riding them into fences with no stirrups. He's an absolute head case. Love him. Like you can just give him the Ride of the Year award right now because there's no one going to do better than that. Unbelievable horsemanship.
Yeah, it was incredibly good in fairness to him. Just back to the Denman chase, and the sad side of that was the conditional, and unfortunately lost his life. And we were just saying before we came on there was a few of them this weekend. Lamy Surge was an absolute gutter.
One of my favorite horses. One of my favorite ever horses.
Yeah, just did not deserve that at all. Severano was another one then. Yeah, just really, really tough weekend, really. And then Lost in Translation runs the same race that Lost in Translation runs every single time he runs.
What is that happening to him?
Travels all the time. Travels into the race, finds nothing, and goes backwards.
He's definitely not a 3 miler anyway, but I think there has to be something wrong there as well. So
from going to being placed in the Gold Cup to being looking like a selling handicapper in the space of not even 12 months is ridiculous. Like I was his biggest fan last year, and what name of God has happened to him? It can't be all down to Colin Tizard's form, and
his horses are still running badly though.
That's true. Right. Oh, echo.
Someone, while you're sorting out your echo, somebody's just wrote the comments. Powerful shirt, Andrew. Mass this morning?
Yes, I was with Reverend Tom preaching about how Goshen was shit.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh,
That's
hey.
very good.
Just because you can't pull it off, you bitches. Right, Game Spirt time. Champ. Beat by Sorayal. This echo is annoying me. Champ is 5-1. Grenadine back in third. There's been some mad comments that's come out since this with Champ after coming second over 2 miles. Like his jumping was a lot better, but it was still dodgy as hell. One quote that I heard on ITV Racing from one Luke, I haven't got a clue, Harvey. This thing should be favoured for the Gold Cup now after that. Luke, it's a 2 mile chase. He's running the Gold Cup. Chill yourself, lad.
Luke
He
Harvey
didn't even win, and he wants him to be
Harvey,
favoured.
He also started crying, I think, the last time Frodon won at Cheltenham, or was it at the...
Frodon was better than Denman, apparently.
And apparently he's better than Denman. So
stop, will you?
I just nearly said something that would have lost our sponsor, like, straight away, and I just had to go, oh, no, you can't say that.
2 weeks ago, it was all right.
I'm sure you can guess what it was, why Luke Harvey would like Frodon.
And look, Champ is just mad talented. I said it. But he's mad. He's mad talented, but he's mad. And when he kicked from the start today, I was like, I can't believe they're going from the front with this yoke. But he jumped adequately. I wouldn't say it was spectacular.
It was all right.
The jump at the last was poor. It was a mistake, but he didn't have the speed to keep going with Sorayal anyway. He was going to be second, I think, either way.
Sorayal got a great ride off there, has to be said.
He still doesn't have a right to be the favourite for the Gold Cup. The favourite for the Gold Cup should be Album Photo, but he does have a chance. But like, he could come out in the Gold Cup and fall at the first. So you just don't know what he's got. I just think he's brilliant.
The comments.
He's so talented, but just a lunatic.
Like, I don't even know how he can be second favourite after coming second in a 2 mile chase. Is the Gold Cup that poor?
I kind of feel bad in a way for Sorayal because he's such a class horse, and the amount of races he mops up, and it was all about Champ again today. But I suppose it makes sense.
I actually thought I've never really been the biggest Champ fan, and I actually thought he ran really well today. I thought he jumped pretty well. I actually liked seeing him put himself right a couple of times. And then when he came up, he did come up. He does jump out to his left a little bit at times.
A little bit. He nearly went off the track at the last.
Yeah, well, I had to listen to people today telling me that didn't happen. So there's elements with him. It's a bit like Goshen, right? And the two horses are kind of similar in my book.
You said Goshen, David.
They're kind of similar though, because they're both completely riddled with talent. But they both ran very, very well this weekend. But as we always do, we're always looking to the next day, and we're always looking to Cheltenham. And like Goshen, I'm looking at Champ, and you're looking every time he came into a fence, your heart is in your mouth, and you're going, is he going to walk through this? He walked through the last, he found himself a leg in fairness, and then he ran on and he stayed on well. I am sure he will make at least one bad mistake in the Gold Cup where he will lose 3 or 4 lengths.
Yeah.
And again, we go back to it. Championship races like that, like the Gold Cup, like the Champion Hurdle, all you have to do is make one mistake like that and your race is over. Because they are so competitive, you have to get in such a good rhythm. If he whacks one down the back and loses 3 or 4 lengths, race over, game over for him. In my book, anyway, you can get away with it in novice races. You can get away with it in a Triumph Hurdle. You can get away with it in other novice races. Envoy Allen last year is another one. Like, reminds me of, like, Jack went wide all the way on him. He turned into the straight and had 5 lengths to make up. You can get away with that in a novice race. You can't go all the way around the houses at Cheltenham and have 5 lengths to make up in a championship race unless you're on an absolute aeroplane, which can happen. But as a general rule, you can't. The other thing, Davey rode him. Yeah, sorry.
I was thinking, what were you on about? Envoy Allen and what? No, the Ballymore.
No, I'm getting too excited about Jack having all the rides because Davey's out. But
I'm very excited about two supremely talented horses in Goshen and Champ. I can witness the talent. That's, you know what I mean? I've seen it in him. I've seen talent from you, Andrew, as well, when you were playing soccer, but you just didn't want to do any training, and you can't do that when you're playing soccer.
That's true. That's true. I hate training.
My problem with Champ is, okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that this was his first run for a while, and he was fresh today. But he was keen over 2 miles today, lads. He has notoriously been keen in the past. How is he suddenly going to run in a Gold Cup and drop the bridle and jump sensibly like horses who win Gold Cups are album photos? They get into a rhythm, they drop the bridle, and they just jump normally and adequate. I can't see Champ doing that for me.
Do you know what Champ's biggest problem is? Barry Gershie's retired. That's his biggest problem.
I was going to say Champ's biggest problem is his brain, to be honest.
That's not a big problem. But his biggest problem is Barry Gershie's not on his back. Nico de Bienville has been riding like a 7-pound claimer the last 2-3 weeks.
It's been not a good 7-pound claimer either.
It's been horrendous. I'm sorry now. No offense to him, but he's been horrendous. This is the truth.
He got taken to school in the first race at Ascot by Harry Skelton yesterday. He got proper taken to school. He thought he was going through a gap, and Harry quickened before him, and that was the end of the race.
Where do you think you're going?
What do we think about Champ's potential chances in the Gold Cup then, based on previous performances and what he did today?
I don't think he'll make it around.
I've €15 at 13-1, and I won't be backing him any shorter than that. I won't back him again.
I'd leave if he ends up.
That's a really important point though, because I know we can all say, "Oh, that horse won't win," but like you said, you've €15 at 13-1 or whatever it is. Every horse has its price. Like with the lads with Goshen and 20-1 slips. If Goshen was 20-1, I'd back it. If Champ was 25-1, I'd probably back him. You know, every horse does have its price, and you do kind of have to get your head around that a little bit.
Like it's going to be interesting to see what he does. You said he is keen for a horse that's going to run over 3 mile, 2.5 furlong around Cheltenham against a lot better horses that he faced today.
I think it's a better Gold Cup than last year. Well, again, it's more, in my opinion, it's more intriguing. Apollo Tom has his chance. You know, he proved that he stayed, and he does have good Cheltenham form. Champ is Champ, and you just don't know what you're going to get. And Album Photo returned champion. I think it's a good race.
It's going to be good. We get on.
Just looking on Betfair though, Champ is 7.4 and a Plutard is 7.8. I know who I would take all day long at those prices.
Album Photo.
Album Photo is 4.0. I'd be taking a Plutard all day long at a bigger price than Champ. He's a far more solid horse. Chris Bonner, which that's a great name. I always say it in the tipping group thing. I love that name. Said there, get Champion running maybe on the exchanges in the Gold Cup. That wouldn't be too bad, because if he's a little bit far behind, you get a good price. Yeah, that's not a bad shout at all. You should probably get a decent price at some stage.
One of the other lads
the first.
One of the other lads, I think his name was Malay or something like that, said he got blacked by Ed Chamberlain because he said something about Bryony Frost. I did as well, so you're not alone.
Say away. Say away. We're a podcast of opinions. You can say what you want, lads. Right, we move on. Betfair Hurdle. Soaring Glory won it 17-2, I have down, I think. Or 13-2.
Yeah, it was.
17-2. Broke my heart by beating 50 ball of 14s. Edward Stone back in third of 14s, and Annual Evictus back in fourth. He's after being shortened into 12s for the Supreme. brings him into it. It's an impressive enough performance, but records from this to Supreme Novice Hurdles are shite, more or less.
There's a lot of placed horses in it that won the Betfair hurdle and then came on and placed in Supreme. So, but I wouldn't think he'd be good enough to beat Appreciate.
Tom, your
No.
thoughts?
No, not having it at all.
No, I couldn't either. It's becoming a race more one-sided the more you look at it. There's nothing really else there. The way I look at it, it's probably going to be a Willie Mullins one too.
I Appreciate it should win, but I really still think something's going to win at like 40-1, like the year LeBake did it.
Took the words out of my mouth. It's going to be something mad. Bring back LeBake, God bless him.
I can just see it happening.
Right. The last one we touch on is the Boyne Hurdle, where Beacon Edge beat Fury Road and the Rassos back in third, and Tiger Roll ran up to a point. Fury Road. Dave, you put him up, you really liked him. What do you take out of it?
I said he needed to win that, and if he won that, he had a chance. I think Gordo said he's not even going to Cheltenham now, so.
Really?
Yeah, I think he said after the race, go to Ferry House or something. I wouldn't. There's no point going to Cheltenham now with him. He looked like he's going to win and then got done on the line. But that Beacon Edge, I swear to God, I can't figure him out at all. Every time I think he's going to win, he don't win. And I don't know whether he's a 2 miler or a 2.5 miler, or I don't know. Because he looked beaten as well and then came back. But then he runs over 2 miles and he's on the bridle and falls away. So I just don't know what to make of that race. I don't know what to make of Tiger Roll, because I know loads of people are shouting about retiring him. But like, that's his prep race every year. I know he won it one year, but like, he doesn't like heavy ground, so he knew that was going to stop him in the end. But like he traveled really well and then just stopped.
He did run straight.
It was the heavy ground, but like, it's hard to know. They're not going to retire him. If he runs like that at Cheltenham, they'll retire him then. But they'll go to Cheltenham and leave him run around the cross country course and see what happens. I'm sure they'll try and get him as fit as they can possibly get him. See what happens. But I couldn't see. I think win or lose at Cheltenham, he'll be retired.
You think so?
Yeah, I can't see him running a Grand National. There's no point.
He travelled well up to a point today. I think he was made a lot of ground up on the outside coming into the home straight. Second, the camera angle changed. He was going backwards. But look, this is prep run. Is he gone past his best? Yeah, he probably is. What he's done so far, he's well past his best. Can you see him win at Cheltenham? I can't. After not even that run, his run before that as well wasn't anything exciting at all. Look, he could come to life if we got a load of dry weather up for the next 3 weeks and it was good ground going around, because that track notoriously dries out. And if it is quick ground, I say quick ground, good ground, proper good ground, he could have a chance. But look, it's a story that probably could happen at Cheltenham. But as of now, look, he's out to 9-1, I think. I think he's gone out there 9-1 for the cross country. As Tom said with Price, probably a chance, a sentimental bet out best you'd back him.
Yeah, I think the talk of, I've seen loads and loads, and by far the most popular comment after today's race across social media and different places is that he should be retired now. Like, it's just madness talk. Like, no one's going to retire him now and not run him in a couple of weeks. Robbie Power looked after him the last day at Cheltenham. I'm 110% sure Keith Donoghue, if that horse is not travelling after jumping the third, Keith will be pulling him up. He's not going to be getting after him at all. He'll be doing the right thing for the horse. I've no doubt in mind. Look, lads, we shouldn't be too surprised. He's 11. He's run 40 times. He's past his best. He's probably not in love with the game anymore. I actually think last season's, the way he finished the cross country last season on soft ground, he looked like he was bottomed. He looks like that was the bottom of him. And I think that might have been the last of Tiger Roll. Look, could be wrong. He could come out and bolt up again and love Cheltenham, but I doubt it anyway. I think Easy's Land is going to take the world of beating in that race, to be honest.
Any news on him?
Yeah, he's grand. It's like any horse. Like Elot were calling, I'm gonna get onto it now. Elot were calling Goshen when like he missed a few engagements. It happens with every horse. If you haven't seen it, the horse has got God knows how many things wrong with it. It's dead. Like Benny Daju was dead according to half of Twitter.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's because if you haven't seen it, everyone just says, "Oh, that's it. Horses got injuries about it." We should get Jason on. Jason will be happy to come on, I imagine, and he'll give you an update. Like it doesn't benefit any of them to bullshit to you. Like so,
like if you look back at if you look at the field, should I say, if Easyland turns up in the same form he did last year, he batters him. There's no two ways about it.
He's the one favourite, and there's loads of favourites I would not touch.
You just don't like Jonathan Plugaluganu.
He needs heavy ground as well, I'm telling you.
I don't think he needs heavy ground. He's won on good to soft and stuff like that. I don't think he wants it rattling, but his prep run there was very much prep run. He was completely wrong at the weights as well. He'll be red.
Yeah, I tell you, he's completely wrong at the weights, but Jason told us he was definitely going to win, and he was a bag of shite.
He wasn't even beaten that far in the end. Yeah, no, I'd be confident now coming into Cheltenham that he is. He's a bit of a good thing in my eyes, to be honest.
Okay, if he runs,
he's the one for me at a sharp price. I wouldn't put near an accumulator.
Okay, if he runs up to the rating that the English handicapper thinks he is, he absolutely does moonwalks over the line. Right, on to the questions. I have a load wrote down today. I say a load. I have a few. There's a few questions that were sent in as well, Dan. Keep them for the Cheltenham Festival Preview, because if we do that, it's going to end up like Cheltenham Festival Preview now up to bloody Cheltenham, the way we're going on. But questioning, which horse have you more money on, Honeysuckle or Goshen? And has Dave tried to unselect Tiger Roll yet?
No, it's all about opinions. I'd stick with my opinion, and I know Robbie was saying about everybody got off the Goshen train. I didn't cash out on my bets, and I didn't mind one bad run, but if he had not won the weekend, I would have said, yeah, then the game is up. Nah, and I wouldn't give up on Tiger Roll either. Like, I believe, maybe I'm too sentimental, but that's just the way I am. I'd probably cry if Tiger Roll wins the Cheltenham, genuinely.
I'd kick you out my house.
I'd just cry out in the street then, I don't care.
Who'd you have more money on, Honeysuckle or Goshen?
The only horse I've back for champion hurdle is Goshen. Don't have any bets on anything else.
Yeah, that's an easy one for me anyway. I have more money on Honeysuckle than I have on Goshen.
I have more on Honeysuckle as well. The next one was we touched on. Happy with Champ's performance?
Yeah, I had him in a double with Goshen and it didn't come in, but I had the crack watching it, so I don't mind.
Yeah, good run, but as a Gold Cup run, as a Gold Cup prep, I'd be worried.
Question for Dave: what's Dave's first thoughts being on Twitter? Has he came across any helmets yet?
I haven't a clue what's going on in that thing. I honestly don't know how to use it. I need like training or something, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. And if people are tweeting me and stuff, and I'm sorry if I seem ignorant, but I just don't know what the hell is going on, to be honest.
Like, he was up in the house last night and he was like, how does this work? And a comment came up.
Don't tell people like this. It's so stupid.
How can I see what they're writing to? Dave, just put your finger on it and scroll down.
That was a brain fart that day.
That was a brain fart. Right.
Twitter's a mad old place now.
That's great. A lot of weird people on it. How does Goshen get on against Honeysuckle? We'll touch on that next week. And this one. And what price would you give as a bookie? Well, I rephrase that. What price would you put Champ as if you were a bookie?
About, what is it, 6-1? Because people are willing to back it on Betfair at that price.
10-1.
Scratched.
You just hate him. You just hate him. You're gonna actually. I can see your head exploding if he wins the Gold Cup. You might never come back from it.
He won't win a Gold Cup.
You can lay him on Twitter at 7.6. So if I was a bookie, I'd have him about 11-2. Personally, I think he's about 10 or 11 to 1 shot.
The real question is, what scarf do I wear Gold Cup day? Album photo or champ? Because I have both.
If you wear champ, do not even attempt to walk into my house.
Draped all over me. Like Conor McGregor then when he wins.
I can't wait for Andrew's tweet when Goshen wins the champion hurdle. He's like, Goshen, machine, he's a freak. And Honeysuckle's just like beating 2 lengths into second or something.
Hey, I have won at 11s. I've won at 16s. I couldn't give a shit which one wins.
Best bear in training. Out the window. Forget about it.
Have you been in my tweet drafts? They're ready to go already.
It's in there. I'd say you've won for every scenario.
And you have 1, 2, 6 ready for the Gold Cup?
3, only 3. That's all I have.
Percy is gone now.
Yeah, Percy's gone. 2 chances. 1 hasn't really got a chance, I don't think. So
here's one for. Oh no, go on, you finished. Sorry. Here's one for our little legend, Shona. Shona comes across to England. Rachel can't ride it. Who do we get to ride? John Joe O'Neill Jr.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Or, I was going to say Sean Bowen.
If it was over fences, yeah. Sean Bowen's unbelievable over a fence.
Yeah.
Connor Brace is good as well. Fergal O'Brien, he's just ridden out his claim with Fergal O'Brien. Give him another couple of years, and I reckon he'd be looking at that job when Paddy Brennan retires. And Connor Brace is he's from near enough to Tim in Wales. I remember him. He was just about to start riding in pony races and stuff when I was there. And he's a very good jockey. Another one to watch out for as well is Tim Vaughan's son Ed is broken loads of pony race records. He comes over to Ireland to ride in pony races like all the time. Obviously not now because of COVID, but keep an eye out for him because he is going to be robbing. If he goes conditional in England, £10, or if he's an amateur, £7, he'll be robbing a claim. He's well able to ride in those time of day. So another couple of years though for him, but yeah, one to look out for.
A sit and wait job. Bide his time. One from on here now. One from Kubo. With Benny gone and Honeysuckle rerouted to the champion, is Concertista now the festival banker 6-5?
Yes.
I don't know what beats her, put it that way.
She's a steering job.
Like
I've actually got one for the mares. I don't know if it'll go there, but it was very impressive today. I thought a horse of Henry's, Atlantic Fairy. She's a 7-year-old, but she's still a novice.
Is she going Cheltenham?
I've no idea. I wouldn't rush into backing her. She only won today. No idea if she's going to Cheltenham. She looks more of a stayer, but her form is very good. She won a maiden hurdle at Limerick by 20 lengths. She beat Global Equity comfortably by a length for the quarter, 3/4 today. And her run before that this season was 2nd of 20 to Master McShee. So she's got very good form. I thought she won very well today. No idea what they're doing with her, but she's one to. I just looked. She's 16 to 1 for the mare's novice. If she turned up, she should not be anywhere near that price.
Go on, Dave. What are you going to say?
Christopher Vernava there said we're the 3 worst tipsters in history. Must be a painful 1 hour and 4 minutes and 20 seconds of your life because you're watching since the start. So, oh my goodness.
I can't believe it's taken him an hour to work that out.
It's going to take 5 seconds.
Oh.
Question from Robbie.
Yeah, go on.
Is Davy missing Cheltenham a positive or negative for Envoy Allen?
Yeah, well, Jack is, in my opinion, Jack is great as well. I wouldn't say it's a negative, but I think someone asked this question already, who I'd choose, and I said Davy, but that's still not a negative. Jack knows the horse, and Jack Henley is a good jockey.
I wouldn't care. If either of them if I owned Envoy Allen, either of them, it wouldn't matter at all.
Mm-hmm. I'd be the same. Like Jack's been riding them all season, so he knows him. So no worries there whatsoever. If you're Paul Townend, would you ride Allaho or Min in the Ryanair?
Min.
Allaho's a dog.
You're a dog. With your pheasant on your wall.
It's a dream catcher.
That's worse.
No nightmares.
Since I started taking these heart tablets, I'm having some weird bloody dreams. I tell you that.
It's not new there. Tom's gone.
I want to watch some of those tablets. Some of those tablets give you mental fucking dreams.
They are, I'm telling you.
I had a family member on tablets long term, and fucking some of the stuff is mental, lads.
They started at like a quarter strength, then a half, and now I'm on the full one. The last 2 weeks on the full one. I swear,
Yeah.
I thought I was in a dinosaur movie the other night.
He was up in the house on Saturday, and he walked in. I can't fucking see straight, I'm telling you. I was like, what's up with this chap?
Dave, what kind of dinosaur were you?
No, there were dinosaurs chasing me. Like. There was literally a T-Rex chasing me. And it was like I was in the Jurassic Park movie. I'm not even joking. It was that vivid. Like, I woke up and I was like, what is even going on here? Like,
waiting to see Tommy T-Rex stand next to him.
Joking aside, you should go back to the doctor because some of those tablets have crazy side effects.
Like dinosaurs chasing you.
Like dinosaurs chasing you.
It's not good, like.
Oh.
I actually had another one. I got knocked out by a UFC fighter. Like, how does that even... like, why would I even be thinking of that? Like,
who was it?
Holly
Holmes or something.
It's a fella that's not even fighting anymore. I wouldn't mind being... I wouldn't mind being knocked out by Holly Holmes.
That's why it's better.
Oh,
yeah. What else?
Somebody, Big Toe Dan asked a question there at 9:04.
What a name.
Which I don't know if you addressed it the other day, but we probably should.
What's that?
He just said, what was the reason about Shrona last week?
We stopped her going to handicap, lads, and bolt up. Bullshit.
Yeah. Been asked that a few times. Yeah, my 5. We haven't had a winner yet as a racing club in Ireland. We've had winners in England, all right. But 5-2 chance for a maiden hurdle. Yeah, that's exactly it.
About to take up the run in 3 out.
She made an awful mistake 3 out. It was hard to see from the telly. I think she just stood off too far and she kind of just landed and lost all of her momentum. But she was fine the next day. Nothing wrong with her. Rachel said she didn't really travel. She didn't give her much of a feel. Look, the ground was like a bog. I'd say that could have been something to do with it. But physically, she's fine. And we were saying the poor mare hasn't had a good long break since she was 2. So she's gonna, instead of giving her break in the summer, we're gonna give her break now. And then she'll be back ready to run, and she can run on the flat and over jumps throughout the summer. So loads to look forward to. The form is very good of her first 2 runs. We'll have a handicap mark now. So lots to look forward to.
Hashtag plot job. I mean, good runs.
Yeah, we'll see how we get on. But
this is how rumors start.
Lots to look forward to with her. Somebody else asked a good question now.
I like this. You're doing my job now. This is great.
Ben asked a good question. He said, Tom, since you love the 2, which would you rather back if you had to? Champ at 6-1 for the Gold Cup or Goshen at 4-1 for the Champion Hurdle? I would rather back, if it was a gun to my head, I'd back Goshen because I just do not think Champ is going to give himself any chance of winning a Gold Cup. Whereas Goshen does so much wrong but he could win a champion hurdle. Stranger things have happened anyway, but I just think Champ will just give himself no chance. Being too keen and making a bad mistake somewhere around the course, just can't see him.
What I said today about Champ, if I can get odds, if anyone can get me odds on Champ and All Mankind, both to fall at the open ditch at the top of the hill at Cheltenham, please tell me.
You know what? No matter what
that's not nice.
No matter what your opinion on, and no matter if you back a terrible horse, no one's going to have a horse bet in Kubo back in Pentland Hills for the Arkle.
Yeah, we got it in the weekly Kubo slate.
That is the worst bet in history, to be fair.
Oh, cool. He is now typing very angrily right now.
Someone says, Tom, who's your Gold Cup winner? Leading with a Plutard. The most solid one is clearly Albin Photo, isn't he?
See, you didn't give a definite answer there.
No, I said I'm leaning with a Plutard. So my Gold Cup winner is a Plutard, but the most solid horse in there is
Albin Photo.
Albin Photo. There is another one. Oh, someone said about the weights being out and the handicap entries. The handicap entries are out tomorrow. I'm not sure when the weights are out. I'm sure that'll be a few days later. But the entries are definitely tomorrow.
That I didn't know.
Which is going to be interesting. I'd say there'll be some market moves pretty soon.
Here's the question. Which horse would massively surprise you and make you feel like a tool, which you said can't win at Cheltenham? I like these questions.
Yeah, for you, it's Champ anyway, Andrew.
Chump
for me as well, probably. Goshen, I part of me just knows Goshen is going to bolt up in the champion hurdle because I've slated him so much. But
to be honest, it's probably Shakan for me because I tried to take him on and I thought there'd be challengers to him, but I've come around to the conclusion that he's not going to be beaten in the champion chase. So,
but you said he'll win now.
Hold my hands up.
You said he's winning now, so you won't feel like a tool.
Yeah, but I was trying to take him on all year, so it looks fairly silly now, to be honest.
If Champ wins, I'd be flabbergasted. That's my one.
This is the other thing that's happened today, lads. Have you seen this with more rumours from the Willie Mullins yard that
Kilcrow is dead?
Kilcrow is out. I don't know. I just get.
Did you see Tony? I saw Tony Mullins reply on Twitter to that. Did you see it? Someone
what
said,
did he say? Like, he's a dead cert or something?
Kilcrow is dead. No, you must have heard wrong. I'd say they were saying he was a dead cert.
Yes, Tony.
Legend, yeah. But this doesn't help because it lends into Willie Mullins' hands of saying, I can't come out and give you an answer when every single rumour comes out because I will literally be giving you updates every day on every horse in the yard.
Someone make up a rumour just so we can come out and say something about a horse.
It's just. And as somebody said, I went on at the start and Kilcrow was 4.0 on Betfair. He's now back into 3.15.
Did you back it?
No, I didn't. I'm not backing any horse in the bumper like that. I'll do what I normally do in the bumper, and about 5 minutes before I'll start watching the betting, and I'll pick two random outsiders, and I'll back Relegate 1 year that way.
That's one race now I haven't even looked into properly yet.
No, I'll probably have a bet, but I won't be back in. I'd be like Tom, probably 5 minutes before the race, and I wouldn't put. I wouldn't.
It's the kind of race
on the favorite.
It's kind of race if you've never watched racing before, like a Grand National. If you're just having a punch, a sort of crack, I'll back him. Anything can happen, like in it. Like you take bloody Q card won the 50-1 or something, didn't he? 40s or something stupid like that.
I've never backed the winner of the Coral Cup, and 3 years in a row, my ex-fiance picked it by the colours or the numbers in the paper.
Last time you mentioned your ex-fiance, you had an absolute meltdown.
She picked was a Whisper one year at a crazy price, 33-1 or something. or some horse that Nicky Henderson's anyway in those Whisper colours.
My
Cracking.
ex asked me to back Monmouth for her in the Grand National, and I said, "Don't waste fucking money," were my exact words. And thankfully for me,
Wow.
she went off and backed it herself. Yeah, 100 to 1.
Whoops.
Never lived that one down, Tom.
No.
Here's a question. Album photo, Champ, A Plutarch, Paisley Park. All in the 3 mile flat race. Who wins?
Who? Album photo.
Champ, A Plutarch, Paisley Park. 3 mile flat race. Who wins?
Champ. Probably.
He's probably faster, isn't he?
Wouldn't suit Paisley Park.
There's nothing in front of him to stop him winning.
It was William Henry, the comments are telling me here. That's the horse that won the Car Cup at 33s. It's cracking.
You got over it anyway.
And I haven't at all.
No shit. Right.
I can't wait for next Friday, lads. I'm really looking forward to that. I've got an exam on Thursday, so I won't be here on Wednesday, but I'll be raring to go. I've got a few
here Wednesday. Sacked.
You can't wait to see my nap. My nap is 8 to 1.
I hope Gavin Lynch knows he's going to be here for about 3 hours.
He knows. He knows. He's prepared.
I don't think poor Gavin drinks either, but sure, I won't really be drinking anyway. So
I'll make up for the both of us.
Cool, thanks.
You get your gin, I'll get me wine. Tom will have his wine. We all buzzing. Sleep on the table by the Gold Cup.
Nice bottle of wine now, actually, for next Friday night.
A few cans of cider underneath as well for when the wine runs out.
For when the wine runs out, that's it, Dave. You gotta have that cider ready for when the wine runs out. My mum is still getting on to me about that, lads. She texted me before the show because I'm on antibiotics still, and she was like, "Now remember you're on antibiotics, no drinking."
Yeah, she's right too.
And then she said to me the other day, she said, "I didn't watch that the other day. I wish I'd watched it live. I'd have commented." I was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna have to start telling her."
She watching now. Is she watching now? If Tom's mother is watching now, please comment in the comment section and slate him. Please, I am begging you. This will make my year.
She's one of these Facebook mothers who like everything is wonderful, and she tags you in everything on Facebook. It's like, thanks, Mom.
Picture Tom when he's 3 bollock naked on Facebook. So, man.
Finish on that question, Andrew. What's the worst? All 3 of us have to pick the worst fave that we think is at the festival, and I'm not allowed to say Easy's Land is what it says on the comment.
Okay.
Go on, you go first.
Favorite of the festival.
Worst favorite of the festival.
I'm going to run through them now quickly.
Somebody kill the airtime quickly. Galvin.
There is
Galvin by 100 million miles in the national.
He's their favorite.
Oh, let me check. If he's still favorite, him.
He's definitely still favorite. Yeah.
Where is it now? Carl Cup, Brown Advisory.
I'm going to put my.
Galvin 4-1.
I'm going to put my neck on the line a little bit and say, I'm just double checking that I don't want to change my mind. The worst one for me is, hang on, where's he gone?
For the man that said he knew straight away, he's still fucking searching.
Kilcroot. At the price he is, 2-1 in a champion bumper. Not for me, lads. He can go and win fine, but those prices, no way would I be backing. Even when Patrick Mullins is saying that, it needs to be done again to be believed. So. And
I'd say Billaway, simply because I don't think he'll win. I think a time to pass or whatever his name is will win.
It came to pass, Dave. It came.
That's
Let's
the one.
not get in.
That's the one. I think he'll win again, like last year.
Might buy a new car if he wins.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Right. So That's us done for tonight. We are back on Wednesday minus Tom because he has to do some studying and all that crack.
Last exam, lads.
Come on, Tom.
Pressure's on.
So we're back Wednesday with the weekend preview, and then on Friday we are live with our Cheltenham Festival preview at 7:30 with myself, Dave, Tom, Andrew Blair White, the lads from Next Generation, Sam and Jack, and the man, the myth, the legend, that is Gavin Lynch from Up in the Ante. So we hope you can join us again next week. If you haven't liked and subscribed already, do that because you're going to miss out on one hell of a show next week. And keep comment below your best performance and worst performance and what you thought of Champ and Goshen and everything else to go with it. And we will see you again on Wednesday for our weekend preview.